questions, the questions of concern. I want to start with question number 2. That was question 2, and it was B2, and it looked like this. We had 3c plus 2 minus 10 plus a third, or 1 over 3 to the power of c, equal to 0. Now when we look at this, it's not so nice because it doesn't strike us immediately. This is quite a ugly question, if that makes sense. So let's look at what we can do. We have 3 to the power of c plus 2, which is the same as saying 3 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of c minus 10 plus 3 to the power of negative c equal to 0. These are the same. And I see that I have a square, and I see that I have a 3 to the c on both sides. So maybe I could say let k be equal to 3 to the c. I could do that, and that would help my expression a little bit. Then I would have 9, it's not writing, 9k minus 10 plus, I'm going to rewrite this because it can be a bit confusing, but that's 1 over k, right? Because k is 3 to the c. That is equal to 0. And what I can do now is I can multiply every term by k. And the reason I'm doing that is to get them to cancel, so that I don't have to work with fractions. If I multiply 0 by k, well, that is just 0, because 0 times anything is 0. Then I'll be left with 9k squared minus 10k plus 1 equal to 0. And if I look at this, well, I know what this is. This is definitely a trinomial. And if I factorize that, I should get 9k minus 1 times k minus 1 equal to 0. And then I'll get k equal to 1 over 9, or k equal to 1. Have I solved the question yet? No, I have not. So then I can say 3 to the c is equal to 1 over 9. We can write that as 3 to the c is equal to 3 to the minus 2. And then we have a common base, so we can drop it. Then we get c equal to minus 2. Let's look at the case if k is 1, then I have 3 to the c equal to 1. Now that's a bit scary, but remember, anything to the power 0 is 1. So I could say that is the same as 3 to the c equal to 3 to the power of 0, and I have a common base, which I'm 1, so c is 0. Yeah. And that is question 2, B number 2. Let's look at the next one. Okay, the next question is question 7. And we're going to look at A. So A was a bit confusing. We had f of 1 over A minus A squared times f of 1 equal to 0. And we were given a formula for f of A. They told us that f of A is equal to 4 minus A squared divided by A to the 4. Don't be intimidated by this kind of a question. You have a formula for f. So instead of A, why don't we put 1 over A? That's easy enough. We can say f of 1. Oh, what is going on? Okay, I don't know if you got that in the recording. I hope not, but you can just skip through that part. Sorry if that interrupted us. So yeah, I have, and then I can substitute f of 1 over a. That would be equal to 4 minus 1 over a squared divided by 1 over a to the power of 4. So wherever I had a, now I put a 1 over a. Not too hard. And we can simplify that. I'm going to jump straight to the simplification because I hope by now you can do the algebra. You will end up with a squared times 4a squared minus 1. Okay, you'll end up with that once you simplify. Let's look at f of 1. F of 1. So now in place of a, I'll put in a 1. And if I do that, then I get f of 1 equal to 4 minus 1 squared divided by 1 to the 4th power. And if I solve that, I get simply, well, that is 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. I get 3. And now I can answer the question because in place of f of 1 over a, I can substitute. And in place of f of 1, I have f of 1. And let's see how that looks. Let's see how that looks. Can I zoom? Yes. So then I will have, in place of f of 1 over a, I will substitute in a squared times 4a squared minus 1 minus a squared. And then that is times 3. And then I just need to simplify. That is equal to 0. If I simplify this, I get what is not a very nice equation, but I get a to the 4 minus a squared minus a squared times 3 equal to 0. Let's simplify that further. I get 4a to the power of 4 minus a squared minus 3a squared will be what? That will be minus 4a squared equal to 0. Yeah, I can take out a common factor, so I can take out a squared, and then I'm left with 4a squared minus 4. I don't like it, so what I'm going to do is take out 4a squared, and then I'm left with a squared minus 1 equal to 0. And then I can factorize that further. I can say that 4a squared times a plus 1 times a minus 1, because this is the difference of squares, equal to 0. So I get a equal to 0, because 4 times 0 will give me 0, or a equal to 1, or a equal to minus 1. And I've solved for a as required. Okay, and then let's look at this loan question. So this was question 13b. And this one, I just want you to know, I don't want you to fixate on these questions. Know that not all the questions tomorrow will be hard and that you are thoroughly prepared. So I don't want you to fixate. So it says Zafar received a loan of 8,000 Rand. He received that loan. That is how much money, that is his A value, because he receives that amount into his pocket. At the what he has to pay, or what that money appreciates to, is not important. Or what's important is that at the end of the day, Zafar gets 8,000 Rand. Right. And then he pays it back in 2 payments. The first payment is 5,000 Rand after 3 years. And then he has to make a final payment after his first payment. And if the interest rate was 12% per annum compounded monthly in the first 3 years, and then changed to 15% per annum compounded quarterly, calculate his final payment. So we got a hint. We have to calculate his final payment. We know one payment and we don't know the other payment. We know that he has 8,000 Rand in his pocket. So let's look at what we have. We know we're going to use the formula A equals P, 1 plus I to the power of N. We also know that he ends up with 8,000 Rand in his pocket. That is definite. And he ends up with this money by paying back in 2 payments. We know the value of the first payment. We don't know the second payment. We don't know the second payment. What I'm going to do, because I know you like the timelines, is I will make a timeline just to show you how that looks. So he gets 8,000. That is definitely sure. And then after 3 years, he pays 5,000. And then at the end of this 5 years, he pays some amount X that I'm going to just call X. And then we know also that the interest rate changes. It was about 12% monthly. And then at some point, it changed to 15% quarterly. Not at some point. It was after 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, after 3 years. So 15% quarterly was for this period here, and then 12% monthly is for this period here. Now let's ask ourselves, this 5,000 Rand that he paid was to offset a certain amount that he owed. Now we need to figure out what that amount was. Well, we can work that out. And the way we do it is we say 5,000 times 1 plus. We see that, notice that because he needs to offset the amount he owes, we work backwards and we use a minus. So it will be 12% compounded monthly to the power of -3 times 12. And then now we need to figure out this X amount. Also notice we're working backwards, so we have to look back. But can we only look at what he owed from year 3 to 5? No, because this amount must offset the whole amount. So we will take that 5,000 plus X times 1 plus 12% divided by 12 to the -3 times 12. But we need to add on to that the 15%. So that will be 1 plus 0,15 divided by 4 to the power of -2 times 4. And if we work this out, we end up with, and I'm going to jump straight to the answer because it's just the algebra. You end up with X equal to 8,653 Rand and 77 cents. Okay, it's just solving for X in this question. Okay, and then I've looked through the rest of the paper and I'm quite happy. I don't know if there's any question that I've missed, and I'm not, you can always let me know. If you have any questions, any concerns for tomorrow, let me know. I want you please not to panic, and know that you've prepared well for tomorrow's paper, and that's important. You can sleep tonight with a good heart knowing you've prepared well. Give it your best shot, and you will be, or you are, well equipped. And just remember what you've learned. Don't think that questions are hard immediately. Just know that you've done a lot of the challenging questions, and you are ready as can be. Remember that formula for effective rate. Remember that 1, it's 1 plus I effective. And just, hopefully remember all I've taught you, and I wish you all the very best for tomorrow's paper. So yeah, and don't fixate on this video, just go through it, because I don't want you to think that all the questions tomorrow coming are the same as this. We don't know what will come, but we know that you are prepared. So all the best, Mahalia, and I am wishing you well. If you have any questions, if I missed anything, please tell me. I am free for probably the rest of the night, so please just let me know, and good luck.